In this morning for Triple J's Like a Version, Yungblud. And a special guest has just arrived in a taxi. Halsey, good morning.
Hi, guys.
Last week you did Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
And a lot of people would say, if you ask them in the music industry, it kind of goes Saturday Night Live, Like a Version. It's just that step up.
Totally.
That was
It's
it.
a natural progression.
Yeah. So your career's going really well, which is excellent. I'm so glad you guys made it.
I mean, I have you guys to thank. I really do. I really do.
Now let's talk about your brand new song together, 11
Yeah.
minutes. So when did you two first meet? Let's get that out of the way first.
You had a bird trapped in your house.
What?
There was a bird trapped in my house. I was scared to be in said house because I'm not like afraid of birds, but there's nothing like, something flapping above your head in your kitchen to like make you not feel super comfortable.
And they used to be dinosaurs as well. So
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it might as well be a dinosaur in my house. Freaky. So we just wanted to get out of the house. And I think it was probably like right when we had first just met, we ended up in the studio together. And we both kind of grew up on the same kind of music, but it was funny because he'd grown up on like the British version of it and I'd grown up on the American version. So we sat down for a while and there was just so many of those moments of like, what do you mean you've never heard of this band? What do you mean you've never heard of this band? Like local heroes for us.
Yeah, right.
Where for me, I'm like, what do you mean you don't listen to Taking Back Sunday?
Yep.
And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, they were legends to me, like kind of thing, And then there was like,
I'm like, Blur, man, this is Blur, man. You know the B-sides. I know Blur. I'm like, what about the B-sides?
Yeah. So just kind of having this like crazy like discovery moment, which was really cool for both of us. I think, because you can kind of be a bit of like a music know-it-all where you're like, yeah, I know like all the cool stuff. And then someone comes along and is like, but check out all of this cool stuff. And you're like, whoa, I have a whole new like genre to explore. I have a whole new world of music to explore, a whole new style. And so it was really cool. When we got in to do this record, I mean, it was really Dom. He was like talking about this song. And I think he kind of just like, you kind of stuck on one bit of it,
I just
right?
like had a vibe and then like you just came in and sang something out the booth and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
That sounds class.
It kind of came together after that.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was really, really natural, I think, for two people who kind of like write the same kind of way, We're both really quick and we're both like a little bit in our heads. So we would like, we worked on a couple songs that week. 11 Minutes was Dom. That was his baby. He like totally put that whole thing together and it's brilliant. But some of the other stuff we were working on, we'd both leave the room and then come back in and it would be like, all right, who wants to go first? Like, what did you write? This is what I wrote.
It's like two tornadoes, man.
Yeah.
Like just running around and everyone else is just like, yo, just stay within the lines, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think people are on the edge of their seats this morning. They want to find out what you're going to be covering for us. Yungblud, do you want to reveal it?
Yes, it is Death Cab for Cutie. Follow You Into the Dark.
Yeah, right. Beautiful song.
Oh,
My heart
yeah.
already hurts.
Get ready to cry.
Halsey, what does this mean to you, this song?
I mean, it's one of those records that I kind of grew up listening to in my room when I thought my heart was broken by someone in math class.
Did you
It's like
want
what-
to call them out?
No.
Too painful. Don't bring it up. Don't bring those memories up. You'll rattle it
It's
before this performance.
too many scars. It's just funny, like, I think for people in my generation especially, it's like you grow up listening to such emo music and then you look back and you're like, what did I know about pain at 14?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is kind of like this song for me is like, I'm singing this song that I don't think I quite grasped at 13 years old that was about such a serious subject, such a love that you were willing to sacrifice your life for it. I was just like, I wish you'd sit next to me at lunch, man. But it broke my heart.
So when you were like tearing up in the US,
Yes.
Yungblud, were you tearing up in Doncaster at the same time?
Oh yeah,
in the
man.
UK?
I went through. I was like, I'm quite an emotional person anyway. I think, to be honest, I usually am. I don't know why. I just like have an emotional side.
You're an artist.
Yeah, I ain't just like this northern brat all the time.
I am. I am just typically a northern brat, to be honest.
That's what we had in common. I was like, you're a northern brat too. Sick. Let's
Yeah.
make a record.
I think that's why we had so much in common too, because kind of where Dom's from and kind of where I'm from, despite being on different parts of the world, they're like really similar places. You know what I mean? Like I'm from New Jersey, he's from Doncaster, and like it's like, you know, everyone knows everyone. It's kind of a small place. You're kind of expected to fall into like whatever career your parents did, or like, you know, whatever's just easy and available, and you never really leave. But we both did, and a lot of that is because of that music that we both liked. So it was just kind of like immediate, an immediate connection there.
Yeah.
Got a track out together now. Are you going to be making more music together in the future?
I mean, probably.
Yeah. Whether we'll put it out or not, well, I think we'll always create together.
Yeah, we have a bunch of records even so far. It's just like sometimes it's just fun to write with someone who kind of like sees music the same way that you do.
Yeah.
And it just makes it, I don't know, it makes it feel like fun and not like a job, you know?
Yeah, right.
When we have a lot of mutual friends in Los Angeles too, where we'll kind of all of us, like 10 of us, will get in the studio together and everyone will have ideas. Like one of the reasons we brought strings in for this cover was because we were in LA and we wrote this like ballad, and we were like, oh, it sounds like it could be in a movie. And we brought in this like string section and recorded the whole thing at Capitol Records in this like beautiful live room, and just never put it out. We just did it because it was fun. We were just like, all right,
So
it
many
sounds
fans.
great and we love it. So
Yeah.
that was that. Are you guys ready to go home now? Thanks.
I think that's it, man. I think when someone creatively understands you,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I think like just because I'm a total nutcase, a lot of people don't get me. And when Ash like I found out she got me, I was like, I was really kind of sick. You know what I mean? I think that's not many people do, you know, and can like handle my, you know what I mean, my like sheer madness.
You're definitely like a rocket ship in the studio, just kind of like bouncing.
I always say I'm
off
like
the
a
walls.
puppy in a room of cats.
Well, you said earlier that you both are a couple of tornadoes when you get into the studio together.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for doing like a version this
Yeah.
morning. All the best for the future, and
Thank
take it
you.
easy.
Ski.
Thanks, guys.